Thank you and good morning, gentlemen. Nice to get you all for this presentation. I thank you and can see that there's many good companies like the Estonian Railroad Company, the Port of Tallinn, Cycle K, Oskal and North Estonian Hospital, Olerex, the tax office, the Talalink, the shipping company, real estate, National Real Estate Company, the DPD, and many other companies. So let me share my screen and go along with this presentation. Okay, so let's Digifort pushing the limit. This is our credo. We hence very different projects in different verticals for across the globe and with the central video management solution projects. So we've integrated in our solution a lot of artificial intelligence, and we just come to remind quickly what's the difference in between deep learning, machine learning, and artificial intelligence, which is really a magic of today. Is going to change a lot of the approach of video surveillance, bringing over all this layer of intelligence, and that's really the beginning of this revolution. At the beginning on the film, you know, with the artificial intelligence, the robots were the enemy of humans, but don't forget that these are examples of science fiction. The reality today, there's a lot of way that it benefits to humans. So all this is changing the way we're going to get the video, growing the impact, the security, growing the proactivity. This is going to be a big change in the industry. The other reality is today we have a lot of big data. You got bigger resolution cameras, you got long retention periods. As an example, you know, if you got a 3 megapixel camera, it's going to take 20 GB per hour. And if you go to a 4K, it's going to be 55 GB per hour. So all these big data we got to store, we got to store in a wise way. And Digifort is help you out in the way we transform to migrate also the big data and computing into on edge devices. So we integrated a lot of edge devices and AI in our solution. It's not possible for human to stand in front of a screen and look at all the information. You got a limited attention for the operator. And after an amount of time, maybe 30 minutes, get all the cameras to stop looking. The difference is human can't compete with a computer. And when we bring all the analytic, it creates automatic triggering alarms for different behaviors. And that is going to change and increase the productivity and really a revolution in video surveillance. The video surveillance market is growing significantly today and is growing 10% per year. There is more increased security concern, there is terrorism, attack safety, and city surveillance industry, sensitive installation. Digifort is engaged in many of these industries and deploy a lot of projects. In traffic, retail, car park, city surveillance, transport, infrastructure, healthcare, etc. So I introduce myself, François Lévy. I'm Business Development Director. As Eric said, I'm leading the region of Europe, Middle East, and Africa. I've got directly in my team for your region, I got other people under me, but for your region, I've got a team of technical support to assist the partner I'm going to show you and yourself whenever there is need for training, for designing, for troubleshooting as well. We work as a team spirit. So we always go together. The joint presentation can be my team or can be my partner, can be Erki, Jorgen, and all the people we got in different country. The fact is not only to say that we got to sell some licenses, but is to make the project design, to make a live demonstration, and if you got a project, can even make a POC to show you how we are going to deliver a project and how we can make it working in your environment. So we're going to go overview today the role of the VMS, the timeline, our Digifort timeline as the history, the brand and name of origin, the global footprint, the global technical support matrix, the strand we choose and why we choose Digifort, the software edition, the architecture licensing, the central video management with the NVR, DVR, Smart Connect, intrusion, MPC integration. We're going to go some features, and we've got different features like the object link, sequence export, virtual I/O, the freeze frame, web browser, etc., the audio, the way we handle maps, either operational maps or synoptic maps. We get to see how the different user experience how we handle inside the interface. And we're going to show you how we get it performing with a failover and failback, how we integrate the GPU, how we handle with the GDPR and encryption Digifort. We're going to show you live witness, the integrated technology like analytic plate number, for license plate number, facial recognition, point of sales. And we're going to show you all the different mobile applications. So this is a bit table of content. Let's talk about the VMS. For me, VMS is, in your mind, video management software. Monitoring, recording, reporting. But to us, it's more than that, because it's actually, as I've shown you with artificial intelligence, is actually integrating the third-party system and adapt the existing infrastructure. So also bringing all this intelligence together is going to increase the efficiency of the solution. We are also very scalable. We can change and evolve in the number of cameras, the storage capacity, and bring over cutting-edge technology when a permanent market survey to see what the new technology is coming up. Digifort is also an open platform, and it gives to our customer the freedom of choice. We sell only licenses. We don't sell cameras. We don't sell servers. We don't sell any hardware. You are free to go with any servers, cameras, and system you want to go. Just Digifort is bringing over the link of all of that with the platform. So we adapt ourselves to meet the customer's evolving need, because whatever the needs you have today will evolve along the time, and we are happy to move over and improve the solution along the years. So let's talk about Digifort timeline. Digifort, the first line of code started in Brazil, in the suburb of Sao Paulo, in this little shack on the back of the existing building. Well, it actually now the building has been built instead of this little shack. That was in 2001. Then the first license has been sold in 2006. We've opened, Digifort was more on to Latin America at the time, but understood that I had to expand worldwide. And the office in Sydney, the one I'm reporting myself to, has been opened in 2009. Then I have opened in 2014 the office in Dubai. We have opened in Hong Kong in 2015, which is Southeast Asia market I'm not in charge of. And I have opened under my responsibility as well, the office in Bangalore in 2018 with the presence of commercial and technical. So Digifort today, 38,000 customers worldwide, 3 million license plus. We commercialize over 140 countries. We integrate any different brand of cameras, And we're even retrocompatible when whatever the camera has been integrated from day one is still working in Digifort. Well, these are logos, but they're example of logos. You can much more on that. We also translated in 19 languages. Is translated in Lithuanian, but not in Estonian so far. All these numbers are growing and making the software one of the best international in the market. We are also fully compliant on VIF profile S. S is actually for the H.264. G is for the edge storage, and T is for H.265 and metadata, full duplex audio, etc. So with OnVIF, we cover about something like 90% of network cameras, except some brands have been excluded from OnVIF. But we make a point to always develop the driver with a native API of the manufacturer. So you're going to find a lot of cameras with a brand and models in Digifort, and OnVIF is going to be one of them, but it's not the main one we use normally. So Digifort, when we made Digifort, the goal was to actually make Digifort digital fortress, which is the brand what is behind Digifort. So let's see where we're implanted in South America. I told you the HQ is in Brazil, where we started development of the software, but we got also offices in Uruguay, in Argentina, in Chile, Paraguay, Peru, Colombia. We worked in North of America in 2016 with Boca Raton, where actually part of the development team is sitting, Las Vegas, and Central America, Mexico. I told you about the office in Australia, who is covering the rest of the world, and covering as well the sales in Australia and New Zealand, the branch and the subsidiary of Australia in Hong Kong, covering the Southeast Asian market, with the team in Thailand and Malaysia. And under my region, you got India, as I told you, Dubai, you got France, UK, but we've got many partners. I mean, in the case of Baltic countries, we work with Altas as a partner and they're key, and it's the same in different countries. So whenever there's an issue, as a technical support escalation, even the training, even a design, the partner is going to come to me and I'm going to dispatch, either handle the case or dispatch it to my technical team. In case the technical team, Satish and Rao feel the request, they can escalate that to the team in Brazil, where we've got a technical support team in Brazil, an integration and development team, which is to integrate a new camera or get a new driver, and the development team can be for troubleshooting or for a new feature, because you might have a request for a project to get a new feature. So why would you choose Digifort as a technology partner and trusted partner? This is the question. First of all, we are scalable. We are very scalable in the way we got an architecture able to handle project from, I don't know, 20, 30 cameras to 30,000 cameras and beyond. We got some sites for this size. So that's really going to give you a good scalability, especially for the project. When you have a project, you feel this project is complex and is overwhelming and is taking a lot of energy to actually deploy that. We understand this and we are experienced, we got years of experience, not only in VMS, but in actually making and building a solution for a project. And Digifort VMS is really easy to learn, it's user-friendly, it's very easy to deploy and operate. There is no heavy background IT to required to handle it. You're going to see that whatever is complex solution come into very operational and easy to handle. The other advantage, we are cost effective. So the no annual maintenance fee, no yearly charge. And the license is very flexible because you buy a number of channels and you can handle that in a very easy way. Even if you get a camera to change, you get the analytic license, the LPR, etc. And there's no hidden cost. I mean, when you've got extra workstation client is included in the price, mobile clients included in the price, as well as Avatud metrics inside Active Directory, etc. So there is no option as far as you choose for one of the editions supporting these features. There is no extra cost to deploy any of these features. The upgrade fee on major version change is only every 6 to 8 years. And if you go from 6 to 7 is about 30% of the cost. The day we will come from 7 to 8 is going to be the same. The rest of the upgrades are free of charge. So Digifort, we're dynamic. I mean, we changed from the architecture from 6.8 to 7.0 in 2015. And then since then, we launch almost one made version every year. If you take in between 2019 and April 2020, we had in between 7.1 to 7.3, we had 200 main features. And we're actually working to release 7.4 with main new features you'll be excited to discover later. The Digifort is the same software existing in 4 different editions. This, of course, the Explorer is the first one. It's going to be cheaper per channel, but more limited in the number of functionalities, in the number of cameras per server. Then comes up the Standard, which is a bit bigger with a bit more features. Professional is the one above, and Enterprise is the ultimate one. We're getting unlimited number of cameras and full features of the software. You can as well mix the servers into this different edition, and with the Assurance client, you can actually monitor all the servers. So the software architecture of Digifort is actually a server client architecture. All the servers are sitting next to each other. They're handling their own duty. They can be on a LAN at the same site or can be remote on one. There is no geographic limitation to position all these servers. The failover servers are actually monitoring directly the server. If one of them is down, the failover is going to take over. Every information on the database of all the servers are merged at the level of assurance client, so you can get access for all the data from all the servers completely merged into the interface. We don't get, as some software, the middle sort of, let me show you here, like a management server here would centralize the database here, which would actually, to us, create a bottleneck and a signal point of failure. And when you take some of the competition software using this architecture, they don't need one server, they need 2 servers. And, oh, sorry. Each time it does the same. Excuse me, I can't get out my note. Excuse me, but I'm stuck with my notes. Excuse me. Going to be back. Sorry, but a note on Zoom with the PowerPoint doesn't work well. Okay, so what I was saying is actually the management server is going to create a bottleneck, signal point of failure, and most of the time they need to have 2 servers for actually to secure the system. In Digifort, you don't have that, and it makes the solution very easy and fluid. The other advantage of Digifort, we are not attached only to the features we create, but also we're attached together stable with solid coding, a performance philosophy, very responsive and less CPU intensive, and we require much less server than most other VMSs. The license activation is based most of the time on HLCK, which is a dongle key. If for some reason you need to activate without a dongle key, we can also activate it on machine key, which is not our favorite, because if the virtual machine or the machine key changes, you lose the license. I've got to go through a process. The licenses is simple, is online or offline. It's important to know that we are not activating the license upon the MAC address of any camera. The license is just activated upon the number of cameras online. So if you got one camera is defective, you replace the camera, it keeps working because it's number of cameras online. Digifort is a Unifi Interface, regrouping all the different technology we have. You're going to see a single interface for facial recognition, for analytic, for LPR, for video, for the cameras, for the map, for all these things going to be completely centralized. When we centralize as well, you know, when you got DVRs and NVR from a remote site, and then with those DVRs and NVR, we automatically get live from the channels of these boxes, but also we play back directly from those boxes into Digifort. We can receive all the alerts of these devices, like video loss, hard disk error, motion detection, and any other events. The alarm can be displayed directly onto the Google map or to the synoptic map, and the team will understand straight away where is the problem. As I said, the Edge video playback, so we got all the old NVR, DVRs completely integrated, and then you can migrate in a slow way. That as an example, you got a bank having NVRs, DVRs all over the branches, and you decide to put a central management system. Then you connect to all the NVRs going along by the time you want to change the NVR to Digifort servers. We have also the integration with a surrounding system, third-party hardware integration, access control, intrusion, and alarm. We created Digifort Smart Connect. Digifort Smart Connect allows us to connect with all these different guys. We integrate with parametric security, with different fiber sensors, Southwest, Magos, and plenty of others. We've integrated a lot with BSIM, and this is some of the names. More of them are actually integrated. C4 is integrated with some others integrated. We can manage different type of architecture. As you see in the area one, I've got cameras directly connected to the server, or I've got NVR, DVR connected, getting the camera connected to it, and the NVR is connected to Digifort. We can integrate the audio or the access control. So all together it's a different architecture. So Digifort is a central management of all the different technologies, like LPR, like container reading numbers, facial recognition, analytic, biometric, all the POS ATM, I mean, matching transaction data with the video, integration with the intercom and video RAMi system, integration with Google Map, which is a Persian map. Inside a web browser, I'm going to show you how we do that, and third-party access control, PC, etc. Mobile application, I'm going to show you that after, and where we got an HTTP, HTML5 client to be a live client, a web client. So we can also remote management with the system hosted in the cloud. And this is can be either on purchase or rental base. So put simply, VMS sit at the center of all of that. We get a better real-time response without complexity. And we get hope to be proactive and efficient with all these technologies. So let's talk about the enterprising features. Enterprising features, we got object link. So what is object link? We can overlay onto the image any sort of object icons linked to anything is available in Digifort. Can be an other camera, can be a map, an LPR, an analytic, can be a manual global event, can be a PTZ preset, can be an API command, can be triggering an alarm, triggering an audio. These objects are available in live, but are also available in Playback. And you can follow directly over the Playback, the one camera and the other. So if you click on the arrow, because the person is going out of this room with actually an object is been taken away, you just click on the door and you're going to see the next camera and the next camera. So you're going to be able to follow him like that. So you can also create a sequence. So you get a sequence exporting. As you see the third on the left, the third on the from the bottom, sequence exporting. So you make a research from the first camera, and you go to the next one, the next one, and the next one, and you're going to create a clip showing the event. And all this is going to be exported and protected by password, encrypted with watermark. We created Virtual I/O. Virtual I/O is to pile up conditions to avoid false alarm. I take an example. You got a fence. A fence is actually connected to a system with physical I/O, and on front of the fence, you actually create an analytic zone, and this analytic zone is connected to virtual I/O. So you tell the system, if I've got the virtual I/O of my analytic zone plus my physical I/O has been triggered, then I trigger an alarm. But I don't trigger an alarm if I've got only one of them. That's really limit the false alarm. We create some very simple things like in a freeze frame instantly or instant reply that's been done for casino. We always after making some easy and intuitive solution like that. We've integrated a web page, so you can create any URL, and this URL you can drag and drop into the client like a camera. It can be the web client of your intrusion system or your dashboard, or it can be a weather forecast, etc. So through the web page, also you get third-party integration. It's very handy. We created Inside. Inside is a utility you put into Windows machine, and then you can bring over this Windows machine on the grid of a client, like the dashboard of this bridge. So whenever the operations are running, you can see the video, you can see the dashboard itself, and you can also take over like a team viewer. So you can directly get connected and act onto the dashboard, even if sitting in a different machine. So you can also, the advantage, you can record together the operations, and if there's an accident or there's an issue, you get either the images plus the dashboard. So you know, you get all the information in front of you. The virtual metrics allow us to actually display all the video wall directly from different clients in a right click of a mouse, because you can name all the different monitors attached to different clients in clear, and then you can get this resource from one workstation becoming available for all the others, and they can immediately push a view, a camera to any of this monitor. We support, of course, archiving. I mean, you got to go live recording, that's one thing. And after on tier 2, you can archive the videos. The archives of videos allows you to actually store in a cheaper storage for maybe longer term. And you can either use NAS architecture, which is cheaper, or we can also archive in clouds, which is fully supported by Digifort without the index, with a click retrieval with Digifort. So this is going to be very fast to retrieve the video stored in the cloud. Instant cloud playback. Again, instant cloud playback is going to be a right click of the mouse. For the cloud storage, we got different options. I mean, in Digifort already, and we are cloud ready. We store the video in the cloud. We manage the facial recognition server in the cloud, as well as a plate number with a mobile application. There's plenty of different cloud options. DIGIFORT is also supporting audio and managing audio with any audio outputs from the camera with audio speakers and microphone. So the network audio is allow you to deliver an alert or warning message directly, automatically, you know, with analytic, with a motion detection, with intrusion. And you can spray over directly such message to alert and prevent crime. We integrate network intercom. So that's also interesting. We do a lot of that in, we got many car parks in France, got 1,000 car parks, and all the car parks got the video audio intercom to talk to the central, which is most of the time the central control room is remote. DIGIFORT is acting as a public address. I mean, we can make an announcement manually to a group of speakers, or we can make an automatic announcement on an event. As an example, on the car park, you've got detection of smoke or fire and get an evacuation message for a dedicated floor. So this is as an example. I hope you're going to hear the message. I'm not sure you've got the audio, sorry, because I've got to share with the audio here. Share the sound. Yes, you got these guys passing by, and then
attention, attention. This is a secure area and your image is being recorded. If you do not leave, the police will be notified. Leave immediately.
This is automatic, you know, it's actually in the middle of the night, and you got just to trigger automatically the situation. So you got audio detection, and the audio detection, we've got an audio analytic as well. And that allows to actually trigger events when you got an increase or decrease of the audio level. Operational map. Operational map is a Google map like you've got in your mobile phone. And you position all these devices, the cameras, the map, the IOs on the map, but as well, the events will position themselves directly on the map and allow the operator to understand where it happens. So on this map, you can have DIGIFORT, third-party analytic, iDevice, audio triggering, etc. And we can also mix operational match with synoptic maps. And on synoptic maps, we can show all sorts of elements as well, like the camera, the viewing field of the camera, the presets, the audio. I mean, there's a lot of things, the statue of the door, etc. We can directly display the camera from there. And when we got, we can activate a geo message directly, and we can link from maps to maps. Yes, we got a viewing field on the camera. It's a static viewing field when it's a static camera. It's a dynamic viewing field when it's a PTZ. It's going to move accordingly to the camera itself. So you've got plenty of application on the maps, and we do a lot of in industry, like a dashboard, which is proactive, you know, which has got the status, and you can stop, or you can image and stop. So you can do all sort of different configuration, and that become very user-friendly. Virtual guard. For our remote guard, we train professional to create a virtual tool, and this DIGIFORT is very good for that. We can actually automatize the tool guard and create the report and store the report after in the report of event we have in the audit. We can create bookmarks and get a bookmark list. And when you got the bookmark, we directly look at the bookmark, what happened, and just reach the video straight away. DIGIFORT is very user-friendly. And as you can see in the screen, just right-click of a mouse and you get access to a lot of different functionalities. So it's not really need to get a long training to handle DIGIFORT assurance client. We got embedded. So as I told you, you've got to see the right click of a mouse, and it's allowing plenty of things, as well as a playback, virtual, the PTZ, the video synopsis, brief cam, etc. So you've got a forensic investigation and direct playback. In that case, we can get just a right click of a mouse, and you can select directly the time you want to play. And you get as well the archive video, and archive video can be the archive video in the cloud. We can drag and drop cameras, view from the tree structure, or directly camera from the live view to play back whatever we want. We get a drag and drop capability as well to actually build the report and audit for different elements. The forensic investigation works as well with a thumbnail search and smart search. So you can slice the video in thumbnails and you can select the time in between each thumbnail down to 1 second, or you can select and search by region of interest. When we search, we can create bookmarks. Bookmarks can be created either manually, on live on playback, or automatically with any sort of event analytic, motion detection, intrusion, etc. It can be created as well by third-party integration with access control. I mean, stolen idea, the access control will come onto a bookmark into the video. The good thing of Digifort bookmark, they actually get different colors, and we can also protect the video for against deletion. If you got 30 days recording in your retention time, and then you want to keep the video for a bit longer for the an investigation, you can define it. We can also get a metadata search, and the metadata search getting different information around it. It depends what the analytics supports. In that case, is for LPR, you got make, manufacturer, model, color, use speed, etc. So alarm automation, we've got actually is important when you get the dashboard, get all the alarm popping up in the right way and can be intelligible for the operators. You can either get alarm with snapshot or with a link of a playback. And we can organize the alarm pop-ups like a little banner news, you see. And you can order that with different rules, and you've got plenty of different rules you can apply to these alarm pop-ups. So we are pushing the limits, and performance failover is a big thing in Digifort. Digifort is very performing in failover. When we do failover, as allow the system to take over from the main server when it's down into the failover, and fail back when it's the main service back. And when it's Digifort, it takes failover. It's not only camera, it's analytical, LPR, AO device, maps, scope, and even a Persian maps, etc. And this is also, you can pick and choose the object. You can even change the resolution of the frame rate. You can handle the cameras onto the failover, which is not done for many VMS. And it's very fast. It's between 3 to 15 seconds. 15 seconds when there's an issue with the network to avoid to flip it too fast, but the most of the time it's about 3 to 5 seconds. So when you got a video wall with all the cameras displayed, I mean, it takes 1, 2, 3, you got the other cameras coming back up, handled by the failover server. We can monitor the server event, either the CPU or the RAM, and allowing you to trigger automatically an event onto an increase of usage of a CPU, as an example here, 75%. We also support GPU decoding for the client, even NVIDIA or Intel QuickSync, to increase the number of decoded camera at the level of the client workstation. So we can use multi-threading as well to decode the cameras when you've got high megapixel cameras in H.265. So Digifort manages the different resolution and streams of the camera to optimize as well the hardware resources. In that case, you got like a video wall with a multi-view, and this multi-view getting a lower resolution, but when you click onto the image, it comes up to full resolution, full frame rate. As well, you can define and select a lower resolution stream to analyze the motion and save the CPU of your server. The GDPR and the cyber threat is a big thing in Digifort, and we are fully compliant with actually full encryption, two-factor authentication, strong use of strong password, document authentication, image blurring, and we disconnect a user if he's get no activity. So in the matter of encryption, we support the encryption from the camera, support the encryption between server and client and server and analytics server with a smartphone and mobile application, the PC over the internet, with SSL, TSL, and as well as the web clients. And we got embedded in Digifort an RTSP server, and we support as well RTSP-S over the 322 encrypted. We encrypt as well the recordings in AES 128 and 256. We disconnect the user, leaving the station open and between activity. We blur the image for the sensitive parts. I mean, you can see what is behind, but you can't recognize the faces, can't recognize the plate numbers. This blurring is fixed area on cameras, covering with rectangles, but it's dynamic upon the resolutions being displayed. As I've shown you, we got a barcode showing the specific code of each report, and these reports are stored in an encrypted database. So the innovation, we created Live Witness. Live Witness is an application allowing any people to become a witness. So it's going to be whenever you are in a situation in a public area, I mean, someone is fainting on the floor, or there's a fight, or there's an abandoned object, you don't know who to report to. Digifort offers people to become a witness with an application we developed. And this is can be loaded with a QR code with actually the network parameters, and is restricted to a certain radius parameter. And when we click on that, we're going to send over to the control room the video, the GPS location, and the audio bidirectional, so the witness can communicate with the control room, and the control room can take the relevant action. The application of Live Witness, there's plenty of application, public venues, safe cities, airport, prison, but also all the shift workers can be workforce of truck drivers, but can be in industry, can be in different situations. So therefore, Live Witness is very relevant for all these applications, especially getting the GPS coordinate allows the ambulance to come over shortly. The integrated solution in Digifort, we integrated analytic. I told you about artificial intelligence, and we have got some analytic with this technology. As you can see, you can declare a threat is an association of objects. It's a person plus a weapon. Can be the same for PPE, personal protection equipment, a person with a safety helmet, which is going to be different than a crash helmet from a motorbike, or a mask, as we got a face mask, or capable of detecting if a person is fainting, falling on the floor. This analytic is also allowing to get the crowding and the social distancing. And you've got such a big library of different objects. So you can define the object you want to show, and the number of objects is huge. It's already about 60, but it's growing every day. So you can define, and the system is capable of analyzing the object in the situation, so you can study the situation you need. We've got many sites running in a very successful way. There is one actually in Lithuania, which is actually Commander, which is surveying at night some construction sites, and we're using IPX. So there's all the different situations. Yeah. We detect as well the smoke and fire detection, and it's very efficient, I've got to say. It works very well. In the same way, we use it for in the industry. We're capable of detecting a level of a liquid and define lines. And if the liquid is above the limit or below the limit, and can trigger directly an alert, we can, for a laboratory to or some special workers, to be sure they're wearing the right gloves for the job they have, of if they are wearing the right outfit, either blues or safety jacket. We got other analytics integrated. We got VCA technology, which is more an analytic on security and allowing all these filters. As we say, we make a point most of the time to sell ourselves the analytic licenses because we made the design. We study the project with you. We actually capable of implementing, training and troubleshooting the system instead of selling you Digifort and asking you to contact XYZ to get another analytic and wish it was going to work together. Digifort doesn't do that. It does the same for the LLPR. For the LLPR is integrated 4 engines today. And we also integrate Edge LLPR. And this LLPR engine can provide a lot of information, which are all of these listed on the screen. So we got a smart interface for the plate, and we can also position a plate on a map with the Google map. Because we read also plate, we've got some engines capable of reading container numbers with actually the matching in between the different size of the container and is completely compliant with the ISO 63446. We got also an interface to be able to display the plate has been read directly. This is in Argentina. Each time there's a vehicle passing by, it's just a plate is showing, but we can show different situation. We can actually customize in the way you want, depend of the request you have. The biometric identification is a facial recognition. We integrated one of the best today of the world is Safer, is company of NASDAQ company Real Networks, belongs to Real Networks. It's fully integrated. Face identification, face recognition, person detection, demonstrative characterization, mass detection, occupancy count. So you get not only the face, but you got also the edge, you got the gender and the mood. Is capable of actually analyzing if the system is not conned by a photo, but is actually a real person. It's very, very accurate. As you can see in this chart, the NIST is actually an American organization evaluating all the different facial recognition engines, and Safer has been classified top of the range. We support also video synopsis. The main one is brief cam, you might know. You can have either rapid review, which is actually an investigation into recorded video, completely integrated in DIGIFORT, and you can retrieve a person on an object against different criteria, or you can also make it work as a live analytic. We got C2P, which is actually integrating transaction data like POS or like ATMs with video with a 3 different statistics. Of course, it works for ATM the same. So we work a lot of an edge-based analytic because that's also takes some load off the servers. And in this way, Digifort is very well integrated with the camera analytic embedded in cameras, LPR embedded in cameras. And that is going to make a very light and modular architecture. Digifort is integrating all of that. So We actually make a design for the hardware. We tell you what the prerequisite of the hardware you need to have. Actually, you're free to buy wherever you want, but we actually size in the best way for you. We even also get a strategic partnership with a certain number of key manufacturers. And we created some white paper with all these different manufacturers. They are not all listed here. And we can always, if you want to choose one or the other, you can ask if we got a white paper for that. DIGIFORT mobile application, you've got a couple of applications. First of all, a mobile client. We can live view, playback, digital zoom, PDZ control. You've got bidirectional audio. You got a mobile, so you can trigger also action, or you can push playback by thumbnail and push video or playback to the virtual matrix. You got a mobile camera pro, so you can actually film out of your mobile phone in H.264. So we transcode inside the mobile and we send it over to the server in H.264 in full HD, 30 frames per second with GPS location, bidirectional audio. And we, when we trigger, we automatically position the phone where it is on the GPS positioning on the operational map. Mobile LPR is allowing to by photo or video, or even typing the plate, to send over to the server, and the server is sending back the feedback to say, okay, this car is actually in the stolen car list. You got Safer is having also mobile application for facial recognition, either for detecting or for unrolling. So I've shown you all the different features of this presentation, and we quickly go through the last 5 minutes of some selected references we have in your regions. So we selected some in Europe and nearby Estonia. So in Belgium, we've covered after the attack the full security of Brussels International Airport. In the same way, we recently delivered in November Liège Airport, which is a key airport for the logistic of vaccine for the COVID, as you may know. We did Minsk Airport. This is a bit a long-term project because we've been present at Minsk Airport for many years, and recently we've improved and increased the system, upgraded some different part of it. Vilnius Airport is also running for many years in DIGIFORT. Airport in Firenze, Pisa, we got 500 channels in there. Trapani in Sicily as well. So, and regarding the shipping and companies, we got many different sites in Port of Antwerp. We got MPET, we've got DP World, we got, I think we got 2 or 3 of them. They're huge and they are fully automatized, and they got DIGIFORT over there. This is for many years. In Belgium as well, got a nuclear treatment center, which is also a big site. And it's not only a big site with a number of cameras, it's a big site with a number of VCA channels. I think they got about 3,000 something analytic roles. We got the federal police in Belgium, actually working with DIGIFORT. We got many sites in banking, but I took the example of the ING Bank in the Netherlands, but many banks actually. I just pick and choose only the reference in your region, because many of the references in the Middle East, in India, in Latin America. In Moscow, we got World Trade Center for many years, and they're actually increasing, and they're building the Crown Plaza we are deploying at the moment. In Hungary, we got the Budapest city. We covered for many years different districts, and we are actually implementing District 9 at the moment, which is the latest district we deployed. We got yes, all the parking lot, etc. in Budapest city. DIGIFORT is actively acting in the marketing to explain the strategy, our vision, the development, the branding, the ideas, promotion, You are going to see many market trade information, new version launch, new feature, experience different sites, company events over the social media, LinkedIn and Facebook. If we want to summarize what we were talking about today, we are differentiated technology. We distinguish proven success in delivering innovative technology to global clients. We're enterprising, we're intelligent, we're easy and intuitive to deploy and use, dependable and cost-effective. We are your technology and a trusted partner. Thank you very much for your attention, and I'm listening to all of your questions you have.